Hey TikTok, so as you know, I was targeted by Twin Flame Universe and the tarot readers in the divine feminine and masculine niches. They were assisted by Sam Thaknin and Richard Grannon, along with the intellectual dark web and a few members of the music industry like Grimes and a couple of others in the background. So they use gang stalking and the targeting of others, which means traditional surveillance and neural and biosurveillance, in order to procure data that assists them in producing content and media and publishing. They have operatives that are neural linked, so they're in a collective intelligence or a swarm intelligence, and they operate on all platforms, including TikTok, Facebook, X, and even on the forums. I was anonymous before I became public. And this is when you are called chosen. So my account on Lipstick Alley was actually meta tagged as chosen before my physical world targeting started. So they were already looking at my content and my commentary, and that was turned into an NLP, so a natural language processing script. And that script is what some of these readers now project as their own ideas, conceptions, and content. So that is the purpose of being targeted. You are sort of a makeshift muse for people who want to be content producers or public figures to doppelgang, right? So that's why I think that the movies Us and Get Out are good metaphors for this, because they are tethered by neural surveillance, and they want to tether other people not only to themselves but to the neural surveillance or the swarm intelligence, the collective intelligence, the hive. And that's why they call it an attachment or an entity. But beyond that, entities are agentic AIs, or AIs that are enhanced by biosymbiosis or biosynthesis. So that's some biology and some technology, okay? This is biocomputing and computer science. It's also bioengineering and neural engineering as well, and biotechnology. So those are the things that you want to get into, and you also want to start looking up DNA resonance, and not in the way that these spiritualists are talking about it, but you want to learn the technology that is being used in order to complete the process, because that is a part of linking people to the hive as well. And it's also tied into regenerative medicine and why all of these celebrities are crazy about it and don't really want to tell the truth of this technology and would rather call it magic and witchcraft. So this is also a part of Russian cosmology. That's why it's spread first through channels like 4chan and then spread out to everybody else, and is a part of a psyop. So the group that you see online called The Chosen, that's a psyop, and it's actually a disservice to people that were targeted to join that hive, because you are suppressing the truth of your targeting in order to join with a network that wants to elevate off of your pain. It wants to take your memory of pain and trauma and subsume it into their hive as their ability or way to make money, okay? They don't actually want your pain and trauma to stop. They want to use it as a story. So stories are very important to the hive, because that's how they present themselves online, and that's how they elevate themselves. It's through storytelling, and that's what they call word magic, okay? But these women that you see in the niches of divine feminine and masculine, those are operatives. Those are people who are targeting others, targeting other women, and then coming online to doppelgang them, their words, or to mimic them, okay? And that is done through surveillance, traditional surveillance, hacking, bugging people's homes, camming. They make fun of that, but they also present it to you as a viable reason of, as to why they know certain things or why they're projecting certain things indirectly about the people that they target. But not only is it that, it's also that they are surveilling you through neural and biosurveillance, which is what they call their remote viewing, okay? And why they want to start up that Stargate project again. That's over at OpenAI and ChatGPT, which is used when you are first targeted. When I was first targeted, ChatGPT was retrieving all of the searches for me on Bing, and I would go back and forth between Bing, Google, and some other ones to test the results. but ChatGPT was definitely a part of it. And towards the end of my search, you could see that they would inject in their indirect communication or their subliminals or their memes as content. And those memes were things that they would put in there when they're trying to send you sort of like a synthetic telepathy or send you conceptual telepathy. So they want you to be triggered essentially by the memes or the content that they're pushing forth. They do that on Facebook as well, in your Facebook feed, and the affiliates are neurally connected, so they're doing that as well and producing content that is meant to be a loop or a mirror. So these women are able to operate and elevate themselves on platforms like YouTube, knowing that they are targeting other people because YouTube is PayPal Mafia, and PayPal Mafia is a big part of targeting and gang stalking. Okay? So if you want to know who's targeting you, if you want to know who's actually behind the scenes running psyops like The Chosen, or running the psyop in the Divine Feminine and Masculine, or running the psyop in the narcissism field like Sam Vaknin and Richard Grannon, it's PayPal Mafia. So that's who you need to look at. And then you got the entertainment industry back there as well, but some of them are being dealt with right now. But of course, you know, this is a war or a game. I don't call war a game, but they do. But anyways, but that's so that they can hide it, right? They gamify everything and use game theory so that they can hide that they're actually warring with people. And these are the things that you should start looking into instead of listening to their operatives, which are blunting the truth, hiding the truth, and then using the truth to elevate themselves without actually telling you it. So it is connected to the people that are in court right now. It's connected to all those industries. And if you look on my timeline on Facebook, I have a documentary there that is about cool hunting, and it talks about MTV's The Mook. So the tarot readers, divine, feminine, and masculine, are basically the mook, okay? That's what they use surveillance for, is to create psychographics and profiles. And if you listen to that documentary, you'll understand what type of a marketing they're doing and why they want to profile other people and mimic them, and how the divine feminine and masculine are actually equivalent to a mook.